Meanwhile, business leaders are optimistic that the territorial dispute between the Philippines and China will not affect the two countries' economic ties. Let's have the details from Freddie Abando.
Despite the territorial dispute between the Philippines and China over several islands in the Spratlys in the West Philippine Sea, economic, trade, and tourism relations continue to flourish. In fact, a delegation of China's business leaders will attend the World Economic Forum on East Asia to be held in Manila next week.
I see positive signs, one, in that there are in fact many business delegates coming to the summit from China, and number two, by the fact that the commercial relations between China and the Philippines have only been increasing in the last years and are set to continue that trend.
Finance Secretary Cesar Purisima said the bilateral ties of both countries have several dimensions and the current dispute will not harm economic ties. China continues to be one of the country's major trading partners based on the 2013 figures released by the National Statistics Authority. Philippine exports hit 746.82 million pesos, up 79% from 2012, making it the third major destination of Filipino products. Imports from China also runs at almost the same figures as exports. China is also a destination for investments by Filipino businessmen. In recent years, there has been a heavy flow of investments from China for power, manufacturing, and mining. One major investment is the alliance of Taipan Henry C. and a Chinese power company for the National Grid Corporation.
We live in a global environment. We cannot ignore our fellow countries in the world. In fact, one of the things we're doing is we're diversifying our markets. No? For the longest time, we've been US and Japan centric. Increasingly now, ASEAN is becoming an important component of our trade. China is. We need to work on Europe and Latin America because the more diversified your trade, the less volatile your performance will be.
The stronger the economic ties from an investment point of view, a trade point of view, a total business point of view, the stronger those ties are anywhere, country to country, region to region, probably we're all better off for it as a country, as a region, and globally. Because that will create generally more stability and that will diffuse any of the tension that you may have from a security and a political view. So I'm all for increasing these types of connections.
The Philippines has emerged as a major tourist destination for visitors from China. Among their favorites are Boracay, Palawan, Cebu, Bohol, Davao, the Ilocos region, and other emerging tourist spots. It's the fastest growing market for tourists, which the Department of Tourism has developed and will continue to enhance its promotions to take advantage of the rise of the Chinese as the world's top tourists.
So you can imagine the potential. Like I said, all I use when people ask me, how inclusive is it? Well, I will use 5 nouns. Bundok, isla, puro walang development kayo yan. And yet, that's, if you define tourism for the Philippines, that's what it is. It is, by definition, expansive and inclusive.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.